Now that we're obviously we finished the first round where we worked, and you decided to carry on with me, and that's just because of the journey you have. You know that you've still got a ways to go. But if we weren't to continue, like we are continuing, did you feel at the end of that 16-week period that what we'd worked on was sustainable, was something that you could actually continue as long as you wanted?
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely like there's lots more structures in place that you can go back to and think, this is what I used to do. You can get back to it. I just felt for me personally, I just kind of needed, I think that other kind of 3 months will kind of really, really set me up. And I guess there is always the kind of fear, everyone's been there before, where you kind of, there's no point you yo-yo, so you get down, you go back up. But I feel more confident than I have in the past that it's sustainable. And if you fall off the wagon a bit, which I mean I did at the weekend, you can get back on it pretty quickly. So yeah, I feel I wouldn't have felt terrible coming off after 16 weeks, but I just felt, the kind of position we're in, we're still kind of locked down. You've got this time to kind of really focus on it. So it seemed, from a personal perspective, to do it. And I think, like anyone else that's watching this and gets in touch, I mean, it is a kind of, depending on how successful your business is, I suppose, and how much money you've got. But we'll probably cut that bit, Daniel.
I'll leave it in.
It's a big investment, but I think you just need to contextualize it and like what you're investing in and like what else you would spend it on. I mean, I worked out the other day that I'm quite into horse racing. I bought a share in a racehorse, and that was actually more than my first 16-week plan. Which, I mean, if you're weighing those things up and like what I've got out of both of them, it's kind of like I'll also get more out the stuff I do personally. My horse did win on Monday, so I'm happy about that. But that's not a sensible investment compared to like the investment in you. So I think anyone that's thinking about it, don't like bulk at that part of it, just kind of think what it could mean for you long term and where you are, and just what else you spend money on. I think if you compare it to other things you spend money on, it kind of makes it a different proposition.
I mean, it's a great point you bring up. The investment to work with me is considerable, but it's about what you get from that investment. People will spend the same amount on a holiday, and that gives them 2 weeks enjoyment. No, yeah, I love my holidays. I love traveling, so I'm not saying that's not worth it, but it's about value, right? But then the investment you made is having impacts in, I'd argue, every single area of your life. It's improved your health. It's improved your mindset. It's improved your outlook. It's improved your relationships. It's improved how you view everything. So I think when you think of health as a diet and exercise, the investment seems a lot. But then when you view it as diet, exercise, sleep, stress, mindset, basically a lifestyle change, it's quite a bit of a different approach, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think if you thought of it as kind of like someone came and said to you, it's going to cost you X amount per kilo to lose, I mean, you would chuck it. Like if it was nothing guaranteed, if it was guaranteed, you would throw so much like money at it. So kind of you just got to accept that that's not how life works. So you just got to like put some hard work in and like do some work on yourself, and then you'll get there.
I mean,
I think anyone that embraces it and does it and really kind of buys into it will get really good results. If you kind of approach it half-hearted, think I'm not doing that, I'm not doing that, I'm not doing that, then you won't get as good results, and you'll end up back in a couple of years with someone else or trying something else. But I mean, it took me a long time to realise that. So I mean, it's not saying that that's not what I would have done 5-6 years ago. So
no, for true. I mean,